Hello, my name is Faza Meonk. You can call me Faza. I am a comic creator from Indonesia. I am currently the creative director in my company called Meonk. Our company focuses on creative content development and intellectual property. In Indonesia, I'm more well known as comic artist and animator of our own character called si Juki. Si Juki's popularity grew through the social media platform and the internet app-based comic platform called Webtoon. Until this day, we have published more than 50 comic books of si Juki, and we have produced one big screen movie and animated series now streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar Indonesia. Today, I will share to you how I produce comic strips of si Juki. Normally, I make comic strip for social media content which contains 4 to 5 panels. Here are some steps I usually do in making a comic strip. First of all, we set the story or plot. On this occasion, I had the idea to make a comic strip with si Juki being invited to come to the Vancouver Comic Arts Festival. Personally, for me, it's quite simple to write a comic strip. However, the most important thing is to know the formula of comedy line, or what I call as the setup plus punchline. What is setup plus punchline? It's a formula that is commonly used in writing a comedy line, whether it be a stand-up comedy, comics, or a sitcom. Setup is how we build the audience or reader's assumption towards a direction. It's the foundation of a joke, with the punchline the turning point of what was driven, or the climatic praise or statement of a joke producing a sudden humorous effect. For example, this is a setup. Oh, this is beautiful morning. I went for 3-kilometer run. So the assumption of the audience would be, oh, this person must have a very healthy lifestyle because he runs in the morning. Punchline. I ran because I was chased by my mom who was angry with me. With that said, the assumption from the setup is turned and will cause a surprise effect that they were not aware of, then stir up to a laugh. So, this is my story. Faza invited Juki, who was sitting in the front of his laptop, to get ready to attend the Vancouver Comic Arts Festival. Juki, who has been feeling very bored because he'd been at home all days, got very excited and was ready in seconds. The punchline. When Juki had gotten ready with his ondel-ondel costume combined with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police costume, turned out the event was online and he has to stay in front of his laptop again. And here is the dialogue and panel breakdown. From the written story, I start off drawing the sketch. I mainly use my iPad Pro, Apple Pencil, and the Clip Studio Paint apps to draw the comics. I use the first sketch to measure the layout, paneling, and the position of the characters in background and text balloon. Inking. After the sketch is done, I usually bold it with a clear ink on another layer. Meanwhile, on the sketch layer, I reduce the opacity under 20% to make it easier for me to inking. After I'm done with the inking, I color the comic with two-step, the basic coloring, and I then give it detailed shading so that the picture is shown to have more depth. And background. After that, I will add the background as needed. For me, the background is used to give additional information to the reader on where the conversation occurs and what is the context. Sometimes for a simple comic strip story, it's not necessary to draw a very detailed background. You only need to focus on the main character and story. For this comic strip, the background is your typical house and room. Lettering. The last step is adding a text balloon, and it has to match with the text that has been placed on the original layout when making the sketch. The text also need to be the same with the story that was written. We have to make sure the composition of dialogue and text balloon are readable, not too big nor small. The sequence is in order and can be read clearly. Thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure for me sharing with all of you. Greetings from me, Faza, a comic artist from Indonesia.